I wanted to talk about that. Working a 9 to 5, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what I want to talk about. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube and a lot of commercials on YouTube that talk about, hey, you need to escape your 9 to 5. You need to quit your 9 to 5. You need to get rid of your 9 to 5, right? Which is fair because I don't think anyone wants to work until they die, work for somebody else until they die. Uh, but we gotta be realistic about these things. People that tell you that, you need to get away from 9 to 5. Obviously, over a long period of time, as you get older, you gotta have your investments, pay for things. You gotta have, maybe if you want to start your own business, be an entrepreneur, then you can do that later on. But as someone that's coming out of college and you are filled with the mentality that, you need to don't do a 9 to 5. It's a horrible idea. It's this and that. That's gonna corrupt you. And I'm gonna give you solid examples of, some of my friends that I know to this day that are unemployed and entrepreneurs. Uh, but that's what I want to cover today. And 9 to 5 is not a horrible deal, okay? Yes, you don't want to do that until you die. You want to be able to do your own thing. You want to be able to, provide for yourself and your family without having to, work for somebody else. Yes, that's the goal. If your goal is financial independence, you can do that through a lot of things that don't even require starting a business. You might have to do that, but you don't have to do that. And that's what I'm going to break down in this video today. So the first thing I wanted to cover is if you are graduating from college, right, and we live in this hustle culture. You need to be hustling. You need to be making money. You got to have multiple streams of income. That's how they say it, right? If you're trying to sell your product, you need to go work a 9 to 5, right? And I'm gonna cover both sides where some people they just go to a 9 to 5. They're meant to be executives, right? They're meant to work for a corporation and then really move up the ladder. Maybe be the CEO one day. That's just their route. You don't have to start a business to be successful. Now, there's other people that want to start a business. These are the people that I want to focus on because these are the people that are like, once I graduate from college, I'm not going to work a 9 to 5 because I want to start my own business. Let's say you have a passion for art, right? And you want to start a business where you sell art. Right? You have custom art pieces that you sell, that you create, and you sell those online. Now, let's say you graduate from college, right, with your degree, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get into business. This is what I want to do. I don't want to work for anybody else. I want to get into arts. So you start creating the art, and you have your first like pieces of art that you just created. You post them on your Instagram account, your Facebook, your Twitter, and you know who's gonna support you? Your friends, your family. They're gonna support you the first time, right? And you're gonna be like, oh my God, business is booming. This was a good idea. I just made $1,000, right? But then the next time you do it again, you're gonna try the same strategy. They always do this. You posted the same Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Your friends are not gonna support you again because at that time, if the first time they were supporting you because they're your friend, your family, but then once again, now you have to gather customers. That's when reality starts to hit. You're like, huh? It looks like I don't have any. Actually, I need to do marketing, and then you're like, I need to learn about marketing. So you go learn, and you're like, damn, I need to get a part-time job so I can afford, a rent or something like that. But I can't really run my business at the same. Do I need to hire someone? Like, how do I modify the operations? So a lot of people this is just to say that a lot of people that go into business right after college, start their own startup business, they always fail because they don't have the experience, right, to run a business. Because to run a business, you can have an idea and know what you want to sell and do it one time. But over the long run, you need to be able to understand how to run a business in terms of operations, financial reporting, accounting, marketing, sales. These are things you need to understand. So a lot of people that are entrepreneurs that have this mindset that a 9 to 5 is horrible, so I'm gonna go start my business, and they go into business, and the first round of sales is really good, but then the next round is terrible. The one after that is even terrible. It's because you don't understand business. You just went into it without understanding business. So how do you fix this? How do you fix this? And 9 to 5 is going to be your answer. I'll give you a solid example. I loved insurance. I love the back side of insurance. I don't want to do the sales, but I understand that is part of insurance. You have to sell it. So I wanted to do that. I say, if I'm going to start a business, I'll go into insurance because that is the cash flow business. It's a business where I'm always going to be paid. Think about this. You have insurance on your car. You have to pay the premium regardless of how you feel because you're gonna lose your insurance. So a lot of people pay their premium every month and on time. Now, how many times do you actually make a claim? It's gonna be like rarely, because when you make a claim, your premium goes up, so you're kind of like punished for making that claim. So the insurance business is a cash flow business. I wanted to do that, so you can easily leave college and be like, hey, I'm gonna go start an insurance business. Let me start by selling it. Let me figure out as I go. But you know what I did? I went to work for an insurance firm that does everything from start to from bottom to top. They do everything. I started off as an analyst and I learned everything about premiums, right? Premiums that people pay and how they budget, how they project the premiums. And I learned about claims. How do claims work? When do you have to pay them? Who gets paid the claims? What happens when someone makes a claim? What happens when a claim is denied? What happens when this happens? Oh, great. Then I went into financial reporting, which is financial accounting, right? In terms of it's like finance and accounting mixed. Okay, how do they actually run the internal books for an insurance company? How do they, how much money is allocated to this? What is the revenue split between this, and that, between the different partnerships? And then yeah, I moved on to management as a supervisor, where I'm actually, you have the knowledge to understand everything else. Now you are in a management level where you talk to, like, you manage things because you understand how everything works. Now, if I wanted to, right now, I want to start an insurance business. You know what knowledge I have? I know how to do sales, how to get insurance agents. I know how to do the back office stuff, how to process premiums, claims. I know how to process, customer service. I know how to, underwrite as well. I know how to, so I know the whole thing. So this goes to say, if you want to start a business, right, and you know exactly what business you want to start. I use the insurance example. Go work a 9 to 5 in that same industry or same job, right? I want to do insurance. I went to work in insurance for 2 years, and I was able to work in every role in insurance that you get in the back office of insurance, except for sales. But I was able to do that. Now, if I was going to start my own business, I already know how to run the whole business because I understand that. So when you go work a 9 to 5 and it goes to be an entrepreneur, you're putting yourself in a student position where you are taking notes, you're learning from people. Maybe it's a company that's been around for 20 years. They've been doing it for 20 years. They have policies and procedures that work. That's why they've been around for 20 years. They have, a lot of things, and a lot of people that are experienced, maybe older than you, that have been doing this for maybe way before you were born. So if you want to start a business, some people are lucky, they just get out of college, or they don't even go to college, it just becomes successful. The business is successful as soon as they start it. But that's not everyone. If you want to be realistic, pick a business that you like, that you want to start eventually in the future, and go work a 9 to 5 under a company that's going to allow you to learn, right? I went to a mid-sized company because I know that if I go to a huge corporation, like a big company, now I work in consulting, I would not do that initially if that was my goal. But I went to a mid-sized small company where I was able to, I could move around different positions. You can talk to people personally. You can how it should be for most people. So if you want to start a business, go work a 9 to 5 job and understand every aspect of that business. So a lot of these people that I've seen, I've met a lot of COOs, CEOs throughout my internships and jobs, especially when I work in consulting now. So I meet a lot of these, I work with a bunch of companies, and I meet a lot of CEOs, CFOs. Most of these people wanted to start their own business, but when they started that first job, their goal was like, I'm gonna learn everything that this company does. I want to learn the operations. I want to learn the financial reporting, the accounting. I want to learn the sales. I want to learn this. So you kind of like this gives you like a drive of like wanting to learn everything, right? So you start like, and when you're an employee that's wanting to learn everything, you find yourself in a high level, in a management level so fast, which was my case. I was in a management level in less than 2 years, right, which is unheard of for people, someone just graduated from college. So those people end up in those C-suite position. They're, oh, you are a VP of this now. Like, oh, you're an executive now. Now they're like, oh, do I really need to go start my own company? I'm already running this one now. I'm an executive now. I'm a CFO, CEO. So most people that have that mentality, they end up in exec, like CFO, VP positions or C-suite positions. They end up in those because they have the mentality of, they're not there for a paycheck, even though you need the paycheck, but they're there for more than a paycheck. They want to learn as much as they can so that they can start their own business. So the company's like, huh, we should reward this type of person, because if you let them leave, there'll be a competition, and they don't businesses don't want that. So they will give you what you're worth. Yeah, a lot of people tend to take over a company. That's all you have. If you ever meet any of these like executives and things like that, just look at how they operate. You can tell like this is someone that was not built to be an employee. Most of the times they don't even know, how to do the technical things. They just came with the mindset that I want to learn everything. So a lot of financial analysts so if your job is to own a business and finance, you go as a financial analyst, just don't focus on that. Do other things. Like, be interested in operations, be interested in the accounting part of the business, be interested in the sales part. That's what I was asking a lot of questions. So how do you actually sell, insurance products to government contractors? How do you do it? So like, what is the cut? What is the revenue split between this partnership we just had? Okay, great. Then you go to HR, figuring out, hey, so how do benefits actually affect? So when you ask those types of questions, you are going to be able to have, a holistic understanding of the entire business. So if you ever want to branch out and start your own business, you have all the answers compared to someone who just graduated from college, no real life experience. They want to go start their own business. You're going to see that 9 times out of 10, the business are going to fail. They're going to fail. I have seen it so many times with people that, sometimes they even have a great idea, but the execution does not work because you don't have the right knowledge. You don't even have the connections. A lot of people that go start their own businesses, they create connections while they work their 9 to 5, and they have possible clients. They know who to target as clients,